Hello, welcome to episode 2 from Lucy's Friendly Foods. Today we're going to be cooking savoury scones, the perfect savoury accompaniment to a bowl of soup, a lunchbox, a snack. We have them all the time, and they're just a great alternative to something that would be cheesy flavoured, which obviously in a dairy-free household like we are, you can't have. And again, it's just simple everyday ingredients. We need some flour, Marmite, this is very excellent for savoury flavour, oregano, or you can use any other herb you like, margarine or butter if you eat it, baking powder, dairy-free milk for us, and nutritional yeast. You might not have come across this before, but it's used a lot in vegan food. It looks a bit like this, and it's not yeast. It's well, it's not the yeast that makes bread rise, but it gives a sort of slightly cheesy taste. It's these sort of flakes. You don't want to use too much because it's quite a strong flavour, but a little bit gives a great savoury taste. So we will start off putting these ingredients to one side, and you'll need a bowl. You also need to prepare your baking sheet. I lightly greased it and added some flour, and I've preheated the oven to 200 degrees centigrade. So into your bowl you want to pour 200 grams of plain flour, you want 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. I do have a teaspoon measure, but I can't find it right now, so 1.5. 1 or 1.5 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, a teaspoon of oregano or whatever dried herb you like, and you just give that a little mix with clean hands, obviously. Now you're going to get your margarine, or if you eat it, butter. This is 40 grams, and you're going to rub this in like you would if you're making a pastry. You want to make sure it's all rubbed in. You're adding as much air as possible, because you don't want stodgy scones. There's nothing worse than a heavy, stodgy scone. It takes a little bit of time, but it's quite therapeutic, I think. You want the margarine to be evenly spread in tiny little pieces, so the whole mixture just looks like quite fine breadcrumbs. So if you can see here, we're getting there. Got a few little bits that still need to be incorporated. There, it'll look a bit like that. Now at this stage you want to get your dairy-free milk. We've got 120 millilitres here, and into that I'm going to add a tablespoon of Marmite that's been mixed with a tablespoon of boiling water to make a liquid. And that is going to give you a real savoury tang. I know some people really don't like Marmite, but they won't really taste Marmite, it will just taste savoury. But if you really hate it, you could have something like soy sauce, or you just want something savoury instead. So you've poured that in, and you're just going to gently bring it together. Like this. Now it is a very soft mixture, so before you pour it out, you'll flour your work surface, which is obviously clean, and ideally you've got a bread scraper because then you can get all the last bits out of your bowl. So there, you see, okay, we've gone for a different camera angle because you need to see this bit. This is the most important bit of scone making. So if you can see, it's a very soft dough. It's quite damp as well, but hence my extra flour. It's really soft, and you want to be really gentle with it. The worst thing you can do with a scone mix is knead it, because then you'll have firm scones, and you want light, fluffy scone. So once you've got a workable dough, you're just going to gently pat it out like that. You don't want any more pressure than that. And you'll need a cookie cutter. I like to make little ones, but you can make big ones. And you just stamp them out like this and put them on your baking sheet. You will find that it starts to stick like that to the cookie cutter, and that's just because it's such a soft dough. So I'd clean it off, dip it in more flour, and then carry on. I think I should get 6, probably 10 out of this, but I'll carry on and I'll show you what happens next. So here we go, I've cut them all out. You'll notice a few this side are a bit smaller. That's because I reformed the dough and then cut them out. They won't rise quite as well, but they'll still be very tasty. So at this stage, you want to get the bowl that you had your Marmite and water in, and you're just going to add a little bit of milk of choice, just to make a sort of savoury glaze. And you're just going to brush the tops with that, which will make them nice and shiny. Try not to get it to drip down the side, because that will again stop the rise. And now I'm going to pop them into the oven, which remember is at 200 degrees for 18 to 20 minutes. Okay, so I've taken them out of the oven after 20 minutes, and they look like this. They've risen nicely, as you can see. And if we open one, you can see that they're all light and fluffy inside. So I'll just move these to a wire rack to cool, and then we're going to enjoy them with homemade tomato soup for lunch. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. You might have noticed the mistake in the last section. If you do, let me know, and I look forward to seeing you here again soon. Thanks for watching.